What does sex trafficking mean? According to Polaris, sex trafficking is a form of modern slavery that exists throughout the United States and globally. Sex traffickers use violence, threats, lies, death bondage, and other forms of coercion to compel adults and children to engage in commercial sex acts against their will. The average age of entry into prostitution is between 14 and 16 years old. Young women get tricked into sex trafficking every day. Sex traffickers are more likely to deceive women and young girls from other countries because women are more desperate for money and fame. It's easy for sex traffickers to persuade foreign girls because they want to come to America, and so they promise these girls money and a citizenship when in reality it's much more dark than that. In an article, April Rickner said, "One day I fell for their trap. I had a little dream of my own. It was to make some money and to buy my house. I arrived in America with such hopes and dreams. Who would have known what would be waiting for me there instead? Since the day I arrived, I had to live like an animal. The karaoke bar was a prison that was filled with nothing but curses, threats, and beatings. Women don't deserve this, and there needs to be ways to fix it." Not only do foreign girls get trapped into prostitution, but American girls go through it as well. Many runaways get told they will earn a lot of money if they listen to these men, but don't realize what exactly is in store for them. In an article, Rowena Fong said that in the United States, runaway, homeless, kidnapped children, or children in or leaving foster care are all at elevated risk of forced prostitution and trafficking. So how can we help stop and prevent sex trafficking? Number 1. We can provide more homes for orphans that are sold into the streets because they get too old to stay at an orphanage. In a website called Stella's Voice, Stella writes that we call our girls' home Stella's house, and they are homes for orphan girls who have been aged out of the state-run facilities and are targets for sex traffickers, those who want to trap them in modern slavery. Number 2. Another way you can help stop sex trafficking from occurring is to learn the indicators of sex trafficking so you can help identify a potential victim. For instance, if a person is accompanied by another person who seems to be controlling, that could be an indicator that something is wrong. In the U.S. Department of State website, it shows you a number where you can call if you suspect something. Number 3. Start classes in schools so kids can get educated. It's important for students to get educated in schools about the dangers of running away and trusting strangers. Having a class to make young people aware that sex trafficking still exists can eventually stop sex trafficking altogether. Teachers should bring up sex trafficking and make sure that the children and kids understand the dangers of it. Number 4. Lastly, we can keep victims who escape from sex slavery and provide them with jobs and education so that they won't get influenced to go back. Based on a model, Somali Ma'am Beauty Salon provides survivors to generate enough income to support themselves and avoid the vulnerabilities that allow for exploitation and abuse in the sex trade. If we take the time and show this video to at least 2 people every day, we will end sex trafficking and make the world a better place.